Well, hello, it is June 3rd, and I got to be up front. I have been sick, so I haven't been to the winery this week, and so I just wanted to get this out to you guys to show you a little bit more in depth on the inflorescence and set. So what happens is, as I zoom in onto this inflorescence, again, this is the flowers that are going through pollination. That's called inflorescence. They get pollinated. A grapevine is a hermaphrodite, so it has both the male and female parts to it, so they can pollinate their neighbor and they pollinate themselves. And so what happens is they get pollinated, and then now we can start to see on this view that some of the flowers, which are little bitty things there, some of them have some darker areas behind them. They look like they're bulging, and so those are actually been the flowers that have been pollinated and are just now starting to expand, and those will become the grapes themselves. And so only they say about 85% of the flowers don't get pollinated, and so you have many flowers to begin with, and you end up with only about 15% being pollinated, turning into the grapes. There's another view of another inflorescence that you couldn't really see in the sun there, but if we kind of freeze it here, and it's kind of out of focus and all, but the intent here is to show you that, again, another view of some of the dark blobs there, which are the grapes starting to swell, and that are just starting to swell or turn from the flowers into the fruit, right? Same thing happens with orange trees. The orange flower gets pollinated, and the base of think back to 6th grade biology here. That the flower falls off, and that little part of the base of the flower expands and becomes the grape or orange. And then same thing with the grapes, right? That little flower will fall off, and then the little base portion will become the grape. That's called set or fruit set, but it's all kind of happening right now in the vineyard here in the beginning of June. So we're still in inflorescence and fruit set time frame if you're looking at the WSET Level 3 vine growth life cycle right here. And so vines, again, they don't need bees, any other pollinators. They're just need some wind, and they're very picky. And so if there's too much wind, it could blow the pollen away. The flowers will stay closed. If it gets rained on, the water will wash away the pollen, and you'll have not enough fruit set or pollination, I think called collage. And so that's a bad thing. So hail is still very susceptible to damage and risk from hail if there's hail or heavy rainstorms, stuff like that. So there you have it. And my guest reporter, in his illustrious words, he has this closing comment for you. Go ahead, Brad.
An expert is somebody that knows more and more about less and less, to the point that they know everything about nothing.